more or less the same prevails, it has to, with those who work here. These fellows we got to know well, using a past-dying skill to help the hydroelectric fit into the landscape. I suppose it's natural for these inhabitants to feel they have the right of way. After all, the rules of the road are but an intrusion when you've never had a road. Norman Douglas, head shepherd of the Megarney estate, should be glad, though. Nigh on 70, he's been in the habit of walking 20 to 25 miles a day on his own 2 legs. For Norman, it's back each evening to a bowl of steaming toddy. The dogs look as if they need it too. And now they're almost there. But the last approach to Giorra is no place to get excited. It's a bad stretch. Still, in spite of hazards, well before 9 o'clock in the morning, Dave, Geordie, Bob and Bert will have another 30 tons of cement up at Giorra Dam, and another load to come. 2 trips a day. $20,000 tons were carried at 7.5 tons per lorry per trip. I myself usually arrive on a Wednesday in my little green van, and here I am. I used to look forward to it, a little chat with the boys to see how they were faring. They always seemed happy enough, though they only saw their families at weekends, and sometimes not even then. Bambi and her daughter, I should explain, were a walking tribute to the Blarney. The Irish navvies had trained them. They were fussy, too. Milk chocolate only. Bambi even knocked at the cookhouse door with her pretty head. I had plenty to think about on these visits. When you see an 8-wheeler, for example, taking tunnel rails down a gradient of 1 in 4, it brings home to you the hard realities of what a vehicle has to put up with under conditions like these. And that brings home to me what every driver knows and swears by: the need for expert and conscientious maintenance. A vehicle, like a man, responds to proper treatment, and without boasting, all our vehicles get what these are getting. Modern equipment in the maintenance depots ensures that nothing should go wrong. And nothing much did in these 2 years. Each weekend, half the vehicles concerned were greased, washed, and most important, the brakes adjusted. Transport brings enough problems when you're mobile. It's stupid to add to them with unnecessary breakdowns. Problems like this, for example. Another dam up at Lubriach, and also my pitching. When these hydroelectric schemes are finished, that's not quite the end. There's plant to be removed. Competition is keen, but there's a lot of work to be had if you're on the spot at the right time. 2,000 tons of it right here. A hefty job which we discharge to the entire satisfaction of the customer. Right now, however, I had to arrange to move a couple of extra long crane jibs down into England. And the special trailer I wanted was somewhere else. That's the time to call on the organisation that lies behind you. Must get a long trailer out of the traffic people at Dundee. In very little time, my urgent request emerges in readable typescript in Scunthorpe, where the vehicle I wanted was lying. A 45-foot, 10-ton trailer, with or without unit. And at Scunthorpe, they can best decide how they can get the vehicle to the Scottish Division by the date I wanted it. There aren't many of their kind, hence the need for a system that promptly puts it on call. Good evening, Kay.
Good evening, Mr. Crockett. There's a teleprinter message from Scunthorpe.
Good, thank you. That's the one I've been waiting for. Well, back in Perth after a day in the mountains. It's pleasant to think that your problems are in hand, including that trailer for Lubriach. Which reminds me, the driver will have to stay overnight with the boys at Killin. I'd better let Bert know he'll have one more to cater for. Not that I need have worried.